Welcome to VOP News Update. I'm Moses Humphrey. Former Governor Samauel of Benue State has been released from the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. An aide of the former governor stated that he was released around 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday night after several hours of intense interrogation at the zonal office of the EFCC in Makurdi, the state capital. He had reported how Ortom, a member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), was grilled by officials of the anti-graft agency over alleged misappropriation of public funds during his tenure as governor. Meanwhile, the Benue State House of Assembly has set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the income and expenditure of the 23 LGAs of the state. The committee was constituted by Andona Dajo, Speaker of the Assembly, following a request by Hyacinth Aliyah, Governor of the state. A former Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Hakeem Odumosu, has denied the news circulating online that he was being appointed as acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before leaving Nigeria to France yesterday. Odumosu claimed that he was not aware of such appointment and that he had no discussion with the president before his departure. He described the circulation of the fake appointment as unnecessary distraction by mischief makers. The Ogun State House of Assembly has re-elected Kunle Oluomo as its speaker, ending a week-long tension over the seat. Oluomo was the speaker of the last assembly of the House, but had faced a challenge for the seat from a former deputy speaker, Oludaisi Elemide. The two lawmakers are members of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), which has 17 of the 26 seats in the House. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has the remaining 9 members. The contest created tension that was believed to have forced the clerk, Deji Adeyemo, to announce a postponement of the inauguration of the House last Tuesday, about 3 hours to the event. After the House was finally inaugurated on Tuesday, the leadership contest was settled with the return of Mr. Oluomo unopposed. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has clarified that the boards of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) were not affected by Monday's dissolution of boards by President Bola Tinubu. The president had approved the immediate dissolution of the governing boards of all federal government parastatals, agencies, institutions, and government-owned companies in the exercise of its constitutional powers. The presidency had stated that the dissolution does not, however, affect boards, commissions, and councils listed in Section 53 of the Constitution. However, the SGF on Tuesday said further to the directive of the dissolution of boards of federal government parastatals, agencies, institutions, and government-owned companies. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation has clarified that the boards of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) are exempted from such dissolution. The suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Godwin Emefiele, on Tuesday approached the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja, challenging his detention by the Department of State Services (DSS). In his originating motion on notice, Emefiele is praying for the courts to enforce his rights to liberty and freedom of movement, as there is no basis for his continuous detention. However, the Attorney General of the Federation, as well as the DSS, have insisted that the detention of the suspended CBN governor is lawful. In a preliminary objection filed against the fundamental rights enforcement suit instituted by Emefiele, the Attorney General of the Federation and the DSS told the Federal Capital Territory High Court that the detention was backed by the order of a magistrate's court and prayed for the courts to dismiss the motion with cost. They noted that the arrest of the former CBN governor was an administrative decision of the DSS. The AGF is also challenging the jurisdiction of the court to entertain the suit, as the originating motion filed by Mr. Emefiele ought to have sought that the court set aside the order for his detention rather than seek enforcement of his rights. At least 41 people were killed on Tuesday at a women's prison in Honduras, where violent clashes between rival gangs sparked a fire that tore through parts of the facility. The deadly violence occurred at a prison about 25 kilometers north of the capital, Tegucigalpa. According to police spokesman Edgardo Barahona, who put the preliminary death toll at 41. It was unclear if they were all inmates. Now, 5 other women were injured and taken to hospital. Hundreds of the relatives of incarcerated women gathered outside the detention facility, awaiting information about their loved ones. Heavily armed soldiers and policemen were seen entering and guarding the prison, while teams of firefighters were also present. Most of the victims died in the fire, while some bodies were riddled with bullets. That's to say that most of the victims died in the fire. An investigation is already underway to determine which gang launched the initial attack. And that's it on VOP News Update. Follow us on YouTube at Voice of the People TV and on other social media platforms at VOP TV Live. I'm Moses Humphrey. Good morning.